when it comes to energy, it's important to know that it cannot be destroyed. So people who think that they are getting rid of negative energy, although it is used just as a, phrase of reference, it is actually impossible to get rid of it. The only thing that you can do to energy is transmute it. And nothing is good or bad. Those are terms that people of the Matrix created to categorize things, the same as like light and dark, or why there's segregation, period. Good and bad is just like the connotation that we have deemed something that we like or that we don't like. And if you wanted to continue going down the rabbit hole, those are not real either. Everything is just as it is, and that is the way it is meant to be. We have to fucking categorize it and make it fit into, a box, and then if it doesn't fit in that box, it's on the outside and it is, wrong, bad, different, whatever. One of the best ways to, overcome the Matrix and to begin your enlightenment is to start to accept things exactly as they are, and to stop taking things like, this person did this to me because of this. Like, that person probably did that to you because of something that has nothing to do with you. Like how they say, like the bully is probably got like some, horrible home life, or the, person who picks on others, they were picked on, or, whatever the excuse is. What it is unhealed trauma, and it is being exposed through unconscious action, really. And that's what happens when you suppress, your feelings rather than feeling them. That is why they are called feelings. You're supposed to feel them. And if you don't, you will internalize them and pretty much become an asshole. Like, you feel me? But, like, with energy, I'm actually, to be quite honest, this is something that I have just recently began to explore. Energy in itself, like, obviously I know what the fuck energy is, but within the last 4 years is when I have really truly learned just how everything truly is energetic, and everything that we do, everything that we think, and everything that we say creates an energetic response. So let's say somebody is, throwing shade at you. Now, this is actually somewhere I am having to humble myself, even currently. I have always, taken that which is thrown at me and matched it, or, one-upped it.
Like, oh, you're gonna be a dick to me, so let me just be a super dick to you, rather than, like, having, the growth and transmuting that energy and saying instead, I'm either going to completely ignore that, or I am going to send you love. Sending love and light to those who you can't fucking stand has never resonated with me, so I am going to begin to practice the art of ignoring. Which is also hard because our egos come into play and we want to, show them who the fuck they're doing that to and how the fuck they shouldn't be doing that. When in reality, the best way to do that is to ignore their ass. Because by acknowledging it, not only are you feeding what they did in the first place, but you are then giving them your energy as well, which is what they want. Whether consciously or unconsciously, that's what they want. So, if you truly want to stick it to whomever, ignore their ass. And this is true even down to, fucking petty ass dating. Like, how if you ignore a dude, then all of a sudden they're on your dick but if you're up their ass, they ghost you type shit, you feel me? It drives people crazy to be ignored, and definitely this is something that really irritates me, but it's also something that I just don't deal with anymore, because pretty much I have cut everybody the fuck out of my life, because anybody that was in my life was a piece of shit, and now, I just don't really let people into my life, and the relationships I have tried to build have kind of all taken, dumps on my face. So it's just me and my kid, and I'm never lonely, but I definitely do miss having at least somebody to, talk to. I end up stupidly venting to my housemate, which every time I do it, I shut myself up and literally put my headphones on and say, okay, I've had enough attention, with you, fuck off please. I turn into a bitch, because I realize, I'm only speaking to you because I have no one else to speak to. I fucking hate you though, and you literally are op number one, so can you please fuck off, stop being near me, because I talk to you simply because you're there. And he's like, ooh.
He's like, ooh, wow, you're nasty. I'm like, fuck off, please, okay? But this man is literally like a cancerous fucking boil on the ass of humanity, and I do not understand why the universe has not just removed him yet. But whatever. I only speak to him because he's fucking there. He could be a lampshade, But, anyways, going off chatting. So energy needs to be looked at as something that you want to alchemize. You want to transform it. You can't think you're getting rid of it, because you're not really getting rid of it. You're really just ignoring a problem, kind of. Ignoring a person isn't the same as ignoring an energy that is around you. It doesn't leave. You are just it's almost like pacifying your feelings. When you refuse to acknowledge your feelings, it doesn't mean that they're gone. It means that they are shoved down inside of you to eventually explode. And that's why people who don't ever speak up for themselves, or don't ever defend themselves, they may, drink and just fucking tell every fucking buddy off in the goddamn world in one day, or, end up murdering their abuser one time that they were pushed too far, shit like that. It doesn't end well. It just, delays and intensifies the the ending, really. So yeah, this is definitely something that I myself, as I speak, am in the progress of incorporating and, learning and practicing. And that is transmuting negative energy thrown at me into something that I can actually benefit from. And I don't mean just as clout-wise. Obviously they say how, any clout is good clout, right? Publicity, whatever. I don't necessarily agree with that, because for me thus far, the clout that I have received has put a bad light around me, as far as I can tell anyways. I'm not by any means a mean or evil, or definitely not jealous. That's what really irritates me, is that if you have a problem with somebody off top, it's because you are jealous of them. It can't possibly be that you're a fucking snake ass bitch, but it's because I'm jealous, of course, right?
No. That person is probably jealous because that person assumes that you are jealous. Jealousy is a very easy to spot emotion if people simply look, okay? And it is a very low vibrational energy. I remember jealousy very well, and that is why I am no longer in resonance with it, because it is such a shitty feeling. It's a self-imposed prison. I mean, to be insecure and to be jealous is to never truly live, because you're always worried and not expressing your true self. I I remember, like, literally, I would not even smile in photographs until I think, fuck, I was like literally like 21, I think, when I began to actually smile, and I mean like showing my teeth, like, because I don't have a perfect smile, I was so insecure about it. And as a child,
assholes bullied me, and like I would just always, close lip smile, and I realized that I thought that looked like insecure, and so one of the first pictures where I was actually smiling, like genuinely, I like kind of was comparing them, thinking like, this one looks fake in a way, and this one, yeah, my smile might not be perfect, but at least it's, genuine. And that's when I began to really unfold. It was my spiritual awakening, my first one. I've been a witch and into magic and witchcraft my whole life, but I began my spiritual practice and my spiritual awakening when I was about 21. So that is also when I began to step out of my toxic jealousy. Definitely not fully through the jealousy yet, but I began it, you feel me? So, I believe that confidence is beautiful. It doesn't necessarily matter what you look like. If you are confident in yourself, that is what is attractive to people. So, just a little tidbit there for anybody who may dislike something about their body. Rather than trying to hide it, embrace it, and be who you are. You feel me? Because honestly, by trying to hide it, you're going to attract people who are artificial. So why do you want them anyways? Right? Like I'll never understand people who fake. Like, you're famous for being fake. Like, all these things that you pretend you have, you don't really have them. Like, how do you feel at night? Like, you feel me? Like, I would never be happy just because people assumed something about me that was totally, false. I don't know, but that's where, self-value and self-worth comes into play versus, artificial, superficial, clowns. But anyways, a good way to begin the practice of transmuting energy is to start by not taking things as the number one. Because
literally, even if somebody is directly attacking you, that person is attacking you for something that has nothing to do with you, more than likely. I mean, yeah, you might have beef, but the initial beef probably began from a misunderstanding, and that had nothing to do with you. The way people treat you says much more about themselves than it does about you. How you respond rather than react shows who you are versus how they say you are. Our ego is literally just something that we have to learn to tame. It's just like energy. You can't get rid of it. Nobody is without ego. Our ego is our matrix self, our physical body, our 3D personality. And then our spiritual self is our higher self, our know all self, our connected to spirit self. Like light and dark, how we have that duality within us, that is exactly what that speaks to, is our physical self, our ego, versus our spiritual self, our soul. And rather than trying to fucking demonize half of ourselves and, kick it to the curb and lock it in a dungeon, we need to learn how to integrate it and balance it. That's how you become a divine, is by acknowledging that you are never truly fully, healed You're never done growing. Anybody who thinks that they are is a liar or delusional, because if you're done growing, then you might as well die, you know? Like, bye. Learning from the lessons that life gives us is the number one way to jumpstart your spiritual growth. Many people like to stay in karmic cycles, one, because it's comfortable and they know it, but two, because they like to victimize themselves. This is honestly why I cannot stand my mother. I actually just sent her the video that I had created, which when creating it, after I heard it, I kind of thought, I wonder how she's gonna feel about that, you know? But rather than, tit for tat with her, immature, delusional ass, I sent her that and said deuces. And her response was just pure, just irritating, like typical, I'm delusional, I couldn't be more wrong, this is why she's right, and da 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 da. And so, like, she wants me to get into a bigger war with her, and I just basically told her to fuck off. I'm busy. But she has a problem being accountable for anything that she does wrong, because she does no wrong. I can't stand that type of person. That is why I had apologized to Magdalene, simply because one of the many fucking times I was being attacked by her, it wasn't her. So I tried to do everything in my power to correct it. And I never should have, but that's just how I am. Anybody who, helps me or does anything for me at all, I like to give that person acknowledgement, because I firmly believe that they deserve it. And I believe in matching energies, although now I am learning not to match energies. If someone comes at me foul, from now on what I am going to do is ignore their ass, okay? Because it doesn't deserve my energy. It doesn't deserve my attention or acknowledgement. You feel me? That's the best way to fucking, tell them to fuck off. Is to never tell them to fuck off. And a lot of people have began to just ignore, that they used to get all of this like fight out of me. Now they get nothing. It's honestly driving my mom crazy, but I can't stand it. She harasses me, okay? She fucking texts me like every fucking day as if I talk to her, like you have no business, right, or reason to be all up in my fucking business, okay? And the moment she thinks I might need something from her, she takes like this like tyrant stance, like, okay, well, you need to do this and you need to do that, and it's like, and I end up always just declining the assistance, because fuck you, ho, like, what the fuck, who do you think you bye. Like, you feel me though? Like, I haven't even accepted said assistance yet, and you are literally already making demands. You can fuck all the way off, okay, bitch? But anyways, yeah, I'm far from fucking perfect, and by no means would I ever consider myself a guru. I guess, if I were going to title myself, a teacher, like a spiritual teacher, but by no means does that mean that, I've got a degree and I fucking think I am smarter than anybody. I just think that people could benefit from the uncommon, knowledge that I have and that I have gained and that I continue to gain. And so that is why I make my content and don't really care, about anything else except for maybe the few people who see it and learn something new. Because the things that I talk about are things that are not,
widespread talked about. Aside from the whole like shade and, you know, drama and clout fest, and then my little do videos, like da-dun-da-da, like, you feel me? Those are kind of just for fun. And I realized that to get this bitch to stop fucking copying me, I simply had to expose that I am the me that she's trying to be. And it seems to have worked out, because at least the last 2 times I've seen her videos, she had knocked it the fuck off. So thank you. Continue to do that, please. I appreciate that very much. And that's all I've ever wanted. Like, but at the same time, through all of this drama, I have learned about, you know, energy, and the fact that I need to stop matching energies with people, because some people have foul energy, you feel me? And then by matching them, so do I. So that's really the gist of this message, is that stop trying to get rid of energy. Learn how to either completely ignore it before you engage with it, because once you engage with it, then it's yours. You can't get rid of it. You can't ignore it. That's like delusional. But if you never acknowledge it, then it is not something that you accept. By accepting it, then you have to deal with it. You feel me? And that is what I have learned. So by me, you know, responding and making all these videos saying fuck you bitches and stuff, I'm accepting the energy that they have thrown at me, whether it's been hexes, whether it's been, you know, the lies they've said about me. It's accepting it to engage with it. I probably would have been a lot better off from the jump if I could have just ignored it. But like I said, we all have ego, and I am far from like totally healed. Just because I have, you know, some knowledge that I like to share does not mean that I think I am above anybody or fully healed. So let me be very clear about that. I mean, you could learn literally from a crackhead on the street a valuable lesson. So that's the other thing, is I don't understand why people seem to think you need to fucking have all of your ducks in a row to be able to help somebody. Okay, because my ducks are definitely not in a row. Some of them are missing. One of them is like, you know, you feel me though? Like they're not all together. Definitely opposing directions, and lost a little bit. But
That's the thing, is that as a collective mind, we help each other find our way. And I think for now, that's all I'm going to say. But yeah, learn about transmuting energy rather than getting rid of it. Okay?